I am not a movie watcher. I am especially not a historical movie watcher. The only really historical movie I've ever watched was Abraham Lincoln, The Vampire Hunter. So that's like my base level of what I know about historical movies and how and what it should be like. So the bar is very, very low. But I really enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed Lincoln. I enjoyed the directing. I enjoyed the cast. I enjoyed cinematography. I enjoyed the lighting, the effects, the makeup. It genuinely feels like you're there. The directing makes you feel like you're there. You're with these personified versions of characters. It feels like you're a part of the story. Of course, we follow Lincoln as he is pushing Article 13 and he is attempting to end the Civil War and him developing his relationship with African Americans, Democrats, the Southerners, or the Republicans, developing this relationship so we see what they really think. Lincoln started off with $65 million and ended up grossing $275 million. So that's over a $200 million growth from what it started with. And I would say this is thankful to Steven Spielberg, who directed Jaws, who directed Indiana Jones and E.T., adds this touch to it that other directors don't have. The cinematography, the transitional scenes, the lighting, for example. It's candlelight, it's windows. You see the sun rays come in, you see the flickering of the candlelight, you see the light as it comes in through the window when Article 13 is finally passed. You see its contrast with the house and the celebrating and the singing. You see that contrast with Lincoln and his son's reaction. And there's fast paced, there's boring. There are parts where it's boring that didn't quite hook me as much, but what hooks you the most is it starts off right away with this battle scene that's dark and gloomy where two African American soldiers are speaking with Lincoln, one of which recites the Emancipation Proclamation back to him. The blue light makes it seem cold outside. It makes us feel like we're there, and it creates this setting of uneasiness. The cold breaths make you feel like you're cold, which coincides with the use of the wallpaper and the furniture inside the houses and how the majority of the movie takes place outside. Holding another soldier underneath the water. It's the cold breaths in the air. It's the dumped, amputated legs. That's the type of stuff that gets the reaction from the audience without having to be dramatic about it and do all these dramatic sized shots with it. You don't need all that to create an outstanding movie. You do need a script. And I'm personally a huge fan of this script. I love this script so very much. It's accurate to the time period. The first time it does drop the N word, it does kind of have like a taken aback moment, but that's understandable for people of our generation. Accurate. It's how people would speak. It shows how women spoke versus men and what they could talk about. Lincoln and his wife need to act towards the public and how they need to put this face on towards the public. It adds humor. It uses words like nincompoop.
How can I hold that all men are created equal when here before me stands stinking proof that some men are inferior, are more reptile than man, George?
It has these debates where they would make fun of each other. It's witty about these politicians being witty and going back and forth. So not only is it historically accurate, but it's also very entertaining. It hooks people like me who don't typically watch historical movies. But a script cannot be brought to life without the help of the actors. Daniel Day-Lewis, whose makeup is incredible. If you look at him before versus after, that is not the same person at all. That is President Lincoln. There are reels of Daniel Day-Lewis's makeup and the real-life Lincoln next to each other, and they are so incredibly similar, but the real Daniel Day-Lewis does not resemble him. That, but the acting of Daniel Day-Lewis, tall lankiness, the way he speaks, how he's got this frail voice for Lincoln, this high-pitched voice, these hunched over shoulders. So much depth to the character. A lot of people think Lincoln is this friendly guy. He adds so much more depth to it. So there's scenes where he's soft-spoken, scenes when he's angry and his voice is raised, that bring a whole new idea to who Lincoln is and the character that he is. That and his relations to his son, played by Gulliver McGrath. This kid did an incredible job. The scene where they come out and they explain that Lincoln has been shot, you watch as he processes that his dad is gone, as he develops this information, and you literally watch it sink in, and you watch as he screams. The realization sink over his face, and engulfs Lincoln on his deathbed. The transition in the frame from Lincoln's scream, his death. It's all very incredible. The lighting, and as Lincoln is dying. I would give this a 3.5. There were times I was very bored. How the camera zooms out to make him seem like he brings you back in, whether or not it's how he's just another human, and how it creates this bond between them. It's great. Again, as somebody who does not watch this type of stuff, who does not watch historical movies with Lincoln and his son, I'll probably force my dad to watch it.